I'm at Hat Yai's latest shopping facility. This place is called Go Wholesale and it's a direct competitor to Makro. It's a large cash and carry place. And I know that Makro is very popular with visiting Malaysians to Hat Yai, so this place may also be of interest. And it's good that Makro's got some competition now because that might drive prices down. And I think Makro has been aware for quite some time that this place is coming because there's been a major refurbishment at Makro in recent months. And there are Go Wholesale branches in other parts of Thailand, but this one in Hat Yai is brand new. It opened 2 days ago on the 12th of February 2025, and that was also a Buddhist holiday. My wife went, I didn't go. Thais love novelty, and when anywhere new opens, the opening day is absolutely crazy. I knew what it would be like, so I didn't bother going. I thought I'd wait a while until I took a look. Makro is owned by the CP Group, who own all of the 7-Elevens in Thailand and many other things. And that conglomerate is owned by one family. This place is owned by the Central Group, who own all of the Central department stores and the Centara hotels and other things. And that conglomerate is also owned by one family. I'm now going to go inside, take a look around, see what they've got. I'm expecting it to be very similar to Makro. It's big, probably around the same size as Hat Yai and Makro. Very similar actually, lots of stuff, stacked high. Obviously it's brand new, so it all looks very new and clean. But since the refurbishment of Makro, there's been a big improvement there as well. There's a law in Thailand that only allows people to buy alcohol between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, and then from 5 in the evening till 10 o'clock at night. So it means that between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. you can't buy alcohol. And I read the other day that this law is currently under review by the government, and it doesn't really make any sense. I think the idea is to reduce alcoholism, but closing places that sell alcohol for 3 hours between 2 and 5 isn't going to help the problem. If people want to get alcohol, they'll get it anyway. And it just makes things inconvenient. Just recently, my wife decided to make a beef bourguignon, and she wanted some red wine. So I was out doing something, and I popped into, I think it was Makro or maybe Tops, to get a bottle of cheap red wine for her beef bourguignon. And all the wine's there, and I can't buy any. So it's just a bit of a dumb law. And I hope, hopefully, after the review, they will change that law. Some live fish and crabs. Oh, there's a huge crab here. So obviously very fresh. It's still alive. Shellfish. More fish. So far, I haven't seen anything here that Makro hasn't got. Lots of frozen goods in these freezers. Hello, pick up. And of course, a lot of the food is halal, so that Muslim people can buy it as well. Lots of Muslims in this part of southern Thailand. Oh, Thai Wagyu beef normally comes from Japan, but apparently they're breeding it in Thailand as well. And Australian beef. Thai steaks tend to be quite chewy. When we buy a steak for home, we always buy it from Australia. As I said before, previously in Hat Yai, Makro had a kind of monopoly position with the cash and carry, so it's certainly good to have some competition. My wife mentioned that they've already reduced prices of a lot of stuff in Makro. She also mentioned that in Makro you can't use a credit card. You've got to do a sort of direct bank transfer or use cash. But in this place you can use credit cards, which she sees as another advantage. And she mentions that when we do our grocery shopping next month, we usually go to Makro, but she wants to come here to do it. Also got some white goods, well, freezers actually, chest freezers and upright freezers. And some kitchen appliances. And now that this place is opened, it should mean that there are fewer people at Makro. Over the Christmas and New Year period, there was a massive influx of Malaysian tourists to Hat Yai. We went to Makro on New Year's Day and it was so crowded you could hardly move, and that's no exaggeration. What we generally try to do is to go early on a Saturday or Sunday, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and the crowds aren't too bad. So with this place, I still haven't seen anything that Makro hasn't got, but the fact that there are now 2 large cash and carry places in Hat Yai is a good thing. It should mean smaller crowds, and because the 2 places are competing against each other, it should mean lower prices. So it's a good thing. But Borigan took 1, so it's open every day from 6 in the morning until 10 p.m. Not a wildly exciting video, but because I know that visiting Malaysians like to go to Makro, I thought they might be interested to know about this place as well. The location is on Ganjana Wanit Road, which is the road that eventually leads out to Songkhla from Hat Yai. It's just opposite the Prince of Songkhla University and very close to the first branch of Tesco Lotus. I'll give a link on Google Maps.